man?
What am I doing here in Curaçao? I think I'm enjoying this lovely island, DJing a little bit, making music in the apartment with the windows open and the speakers out. And just having a good time in the Dutch Caribbean Antilles. The music that I'm doing lately is, I think, still a little, still quite eclectic still, but I think it has everything to do with electronic music and the hip hop where I started producing, the sounds that I started producing when I was a hip hop producer. So I try to combine those things from the past and from the music that I like nowadays. So it's like my blueprint as the Flexican like 10 years ago. I made a lot of hip hop beats, and now the last couple of 10 years I've started experimenting with a lot of electronic music. So I try to combine both two worlds, and yeah, it's like an beats, future, house, electronic music.
When you say you're searching in different
Yeah,
genres, what do you search for?
I'm looking for something that I personally really like to hear, and it doesn't have to be like a straight up club track, or it doesn't have to be like a hit or something, but it's something that really moves me, moves my body, moves my way of thinking, way of feeling, that it really resonates with me. And I'm not really thinking if other people will like it or not. I'm now in the phase that I try to make a lot of music, but I also try to finish a lot of stuff and see what I can do with it and release it or not, or just play with it. But I always try to not to stuck on some same kind of way of doing things, and try to experiment. As a producer, you have to be really learning every day. You have to keep learning new stuff, because the sound of producing music is not. It changes every couple of months. There's a new sound, there's a new way, there's new, I just say new flavors and way of learning stuff, how to make those sounds or just do the mixing, stuff like that. So it's like a craft that always keeps evolving. For me, it's like really technical also. So sometimes it's never finished, because you can always add something to it or perfect it so that it sounds better, use different kind of equipment, use different kind of studios that have different sound. So it's like really like an ongoing study, and I think that's for producers important, that you really have to know not only music but also the whole technical side of things.
Do you have like any favorite young producers that you admire already?
Young producers at the moment that I really admire. Let me think. I think one producer that I really admire, he's really young, is Muramasa. And this guy is, it's incredible what he does, and also what he does live, and also the way it sounds, the way he mixes. He's like a perfect example that he tries to use sounds not in a conventional way. Like he tries to experiment and to do stuff that you haven't heard before. I really like that, and that's really inspiring for a young kind of guy. And another producer, young producer that's more around me is Jengi. He's a DJ producer. He's 22 years old, and the way he makes music on his small laptop, just with two hands, like da, 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 is really quick, and he really hears the sounds.
So the music is going very fast. Everything is going very fast with the internet right now.
Yeah.
Nowadays.
Yeah.
Do you feel like an old school guy?
Um,
Can you get old school, or is it something in your head?
yeah, I think you can, as an older person, I'm now doing this quite a long time. I'm doing this for more than 10 years, DJing and making music. And I think you can get in your head that the young generation, what they do, that you don't like it because you're not used to it. And that's like mental enslavement. And then where you can say, oh, I'm old school, I'm not like that. And that's something you can get in your head and just create some idea of you that's not true, because you can also be adaptive to it and just be open to what they're doing, and you can learn from them. You can always learn from the youth, and I think that's all to keep going and to keep striving. I mean, they are the future, and they have a different kind of development in how they started making music than when I was younger. So yeah, I think that's important, not to be like an old grumpy guy and say, oh, I'm old school, I'm this and this and that, because it doesn't matter what happened in the past or in the future. You live now in this moment, and yeah, and you have to be open for everything that comes in your way to be a better person.